Morning folks, not sure what I'm going to do with this one. As usual, uh, but first of all I'll wet the paper. This is the £90 Saunders rough, sort of simple snow pictures seem to come to mind. So, got a bit of a warm with the your sienna. You can leave bits of unwetted paper just to get a bit of sparkle here and there. And then we'll put a bit of light red with that. This all dries a lot lighter than it goes on. Now, if you can paint snow, put a bit of the colour of the sky across the landscape. Another nice bit of blue, bit of Payne's grey. The ultramarine in the common, it doesn't seem to be very strong these days. But I'm going to put in a bit of streaky sky. I love streaky skies. Going a little bit darker, a bit of red with it. Right, okay, that'll do. Right, that shows up okay on the screen. If this one works out okay, I'm going to put it in my Etsy shop. I'll leave a link to it. I've got a new shop, which I added when I joined on Sunday. Took a while to get used to what it was, but I sold one, so that's good. It all helps to pay for the material. My next expense, apart from the tablet I just bought, will be for a camera, maybe second hand, pre-used, or new, depending. It's got to have a pause in record. I used to use, well, for years, I used a Canon camcorder, which was it's a lovely camera, but um, it didn't have that function that where you could stop, answer the phone, make a cup of tea, that sort of thing. You could stop it and then it would start up a new video, and I had to put them all together in the Windows Movie Maker, and it all took time. The other thing, it was unsuitable for Windows. It recorded in MOD file, and Windows wouldn't open it. I had to compress it using a French program. If you have that problem, Handbrake, it's a free French program that changes any file to any file, and it worked fine. It took a few minutes to compress, but these things are sent to trials. Right, okay. I'm going to give that a bit of a dry because I want to get into the landscape. So I want to mute you. I moved it. Right. It's a bit wobbly though today. Right, okay. That's damp. It's not pure dry. So we'll want some distance. Now, the best way to do distance is to use blue and blue and grey cloud colour, bit of Payne's grey, and it's a cool blue. I was using using Prussian blue, which is a lovely, lovely colour. That's very cold blue. So let's just put in some trees. I don't want these too solid. We want them distant and just winter trees. So we'll have a bit of shadow on the horizon there. Bit more blue, bit more colour, bit more water. So you can see how rough this paper is. You need quite a bit of water on the brush to get into those hollows. Let's go over the hill here. I'm over the hill. Now some very weaker. Okay, that'll do. Let's just put on some of that in there. Okay, that's a bit different. Now I'm going to put some trees in that, but I've been thinking about the dark rivers or the streams that you get in snow. They all seem black, but they're not really black. They reflect the sky, but the contrast between the water and the white or the light snow gives that impression. So we'll start to try to paint it. So we'll have the darker blue, and then we'll just sort of put a stream. What this or pond or something like that. I've decided I like ponds. And we'll lighten that, and then let's take that over there, a bit darker. I'll try not to go uphill with this, but I have gone uphill slightly. So the dark is really on the top where it's in the shadow of the undulations in the ground. Okay, now we can do a bit of shadow on the snow there. Just drop my large shape on the floor, excuse me. Right, while that's going off, I'm going to put in some. It's a bit overexposed now. Right, we'll change that. Quite hard to adjust this damn thing. That's better. That's all automatic. So the exposure down, again up. That. The settings are very difficult to work out on the tablet. No, it's either on or off. Take the brightness down. No, that's terrible, isn't it? I can't. It doesn't like it goes in one place or the other with the exposure. It's just this webcam is good, but it's I don't know. Right, let's put in some warmer colours, the burnt sienna. Just a bit of a warmer foreground here. Just a little bit of foreground. Right, that's drying off nicely there. So we'll put in a bit of right. Let's just put a little bit of shadow here. Right, a bit of shadow there, bit of snow shadow. Right, that's I'm gonna have to just put that back in a minute. But I'm just going to well, I'm going to dry it off. Then I can carry on with some bushes and some trees. Oops, sorry, I forgot to mute. Right, okay. I'll just put that darker bit of water back in there. Right. Now we'll put in some heavier, warm, greeny stuff in here. A bit more water. Okay, so I've added a bit of blue to that. So now we're going to use, I'm going to use a rigger now. So a bit of blue and a bit of dark. Let's have something coming out of this one. A bit of burnt sienna with that, make it a little bit browner. You need plenty of water. When you're working on rough paper, you need quite a bit of water in your brush, otherwise it won't. It'll only hit the high spots, and you want to get into the actual into the troughs. And I'll put some reflections in the water. Sort of bushy type of stumpy things you get on the sides of some ponds. So we've got the planes now. We've got the the blue distance, and we've got the warmer colours coming forward. It takes a little while to do all these, but you can always wind forward, fast forward. I've just done some of these in a sort of like blue grey or burnt sienna and blue because I don't want them coming forward too much. So we're just going off into the distance along here. Right, let's put in some dry brush over that. So dry by good colour with blue, burnt sienna, slightly warmer than what's behind. So a nice sort of canopy over all of that. A bit of darker stuff. Bit of shadow. So it's hardly painting now. This is a good dry brush. Put some behind. See, that could be the ivy. Just put some of that showing through, the blue showing through. Okay. Now probably we could put a little bit of a tree up here just to block that side. We'll go back to the large hake. Bit of blue, bit of burnt sienna. Don't want to put too much in this. A bit of green. Just some spindly sort of pollardy sort of tree. The large hakes are very good for impressionist type of painting that looks rough. Well, it is rough. It's supposed to be rough. Bit of dark in there. Okay, now let's put in some wriggle work in there. Okay, just tossing it up a bit. Don't know what this is going to look like in amounts, but we'll find out in a minute. The sort of vibey creeper going up there. Let's give it a signature. Okay, we'll put a mount on it and see what it's like. If it's any good. Always sign your work, because if you don't like it, it's very good. Somebody else might. Not always a best judge. It's a grey one, I think. There we go. Right, I'll push that up a bit so you can see. Right, maybe that one of these needs to be a bit thicker, so I'll use a script brush and get a bit of probably that is just a bit too warm in colour. Oh, I know what I've got to do. I've got to do some reflections in here. Okay, some okay, so we've got the reflections there. So the light coming that way. Right, well there we are. That's it. I can't do any more to it than that. Thanks for watching. Hope you like it. Bye bye.